The Zodiac was a serial killer who had been active in the San Francisco Bay Area from the late 1960s until at least the 1970s. Famous especially, however, he became for the many provocative letters and cipher codes that he sent during this time frame to the Bay Area press. This video presents the one and only credible solution to the Mt Diablo cipher that the Zodiac sent on 26th of June in 1970 to the San Francisco Chronicle, together with a map of the Bay Area. On the map, a compass was drawn, centered around Mt Diablo. The cipher, consisting of 32 characters, is to be found at the bottom of the accompanying letter here on the right, which later has been referred to as Zodiac's button letter. In conjunction with the map, the code is supposed to tell where the Zodiac killer supposedly had set a school bus bomb that he announced earlier in his bus bomb letter. The bus bomb letter was a 7-page letter that the San Francisco Chronicle received on November 9, 1969, one day after they had received Zodiac's famous 340 code. The solution to this 340 code, which yes, we have indeed cracked as well, will be presented within the foreseeable future in a series of videos after this one. Subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on that historical achievement. But let's get back to the Mt Diablo cipher first. Exactly 1 month after the button letter, on July 26, 1970, the San Francisco Chronicle received Zodiac's 5-page long little list letter. For decoding the Mt Diablo cipher we need to look at page 5 specifically. This is because this page provides a direct reference to the Mt Diablo cipher. The text on this page reads, "The Mt Diablo code concerns radians and inches along the radians." Between the "and" symbol and the word inches, furthermore, 2 symbols seem to have been inserted, a hashtag and a small arrow. The hashtag obviously refers to the number of inches, the arrow to some kind of direction. The Diablo cipher, in other words, refers on the one hand to radians, and on the other hand to the number and direction of inches along the radians. Let's get back to the button letter with the Diablo cipher and see what this means. How could we read radians in this cipher, or inches? What is a radian anyways? A radian, as we can see here in the middle, refers to some angular measure, which can be used instead of degrees. More specifically, 1 radian is the angle made at the center of a circle by an arc whose length is equal to the radius of the circle. 1 radian equals therefore 57.295 degrees. To find the Diablo cipher solution, however, it is important to know that the number of radians equals the length along the arc divided by the radius. Putting a radian that way builds an equation. This is interesting as an equation is exactly what the Zodiac killer seems to be hinting at in his button letter, as we could read this text here as naught divided by 4, in which naught stands for the numerator, and 4 stands for the denominator. In a similar way, the upper row of the Mt Diablo cipher could be regarded as a numerator, and the lower row as a denominator. This stride, however, ended nowhere, and left us to conclude that we had to look for other clues, which we found, both in the letter and on the map. What strikes out in the letter, besides the reference to an equation, is that the words map and fall have been written, without any obvious reason, with a capital letter. Both capitals above all appear in the cipher, the M as the 10th letter in the upper row, the numerator, the F as the 3rd letter in the lower row, the denominator. Dividing the numerator by the denominator thus results in the equation of M divided by F, or 10 divided by 3. Evidence for this partial solution can be found in the 13 holes postcard that was received by the San Francisco Chronicle on the 5th of October 1970. 13 holes were punched in the card, interestingly enough, divided over one group of 10 and one group of 3. Both groups of holes together provide the exact same equation of 10 divided by 3 as we found with the capital letters M and F in the Diablo cipher. So now we know for sure that we need to set out on the map an arc length of 10 inches, combined with a radius of 3 inches, which results in an angle of 3.33 radians, which equals an angle of 190.79 degrees. The obvious starting point for setting these numbers out is the Mt Diablo top in the center of the compass that the Zodiac has drawn on the map. Next to that compass is written that it has to be set to magnetic north, which means that a correction has to be made for the Earth's magnetic field. The Earth's declination in this area of the world at the time that the map was made appears to be circa 16.8 degrees east, which means that the magnetic north lies 16.8 degrees east of true north. However, as there is no grid, or an indicator for true north on the map, the correction needs to be made against map north, which is taken to be the fine vertical black lines at both ends of the map. The compass is thus turned 16.8 degrees to the east, which results in a reference line that is tilted 16.8 degrees to the right. We are almost ready now to plot the arc of 10 and the radius of 3 inches, which together results in a radian of 3.33, or 190.97 degrees. There is, however, one more thing that we need to determine first, the direction in which to turn. This is an easy one though, as remember, that the Zodiac has told us on page 5 of his little list letter that the cipher would hold information also about the direction in which the arc had to be drawn. Indeed, here it is, the omega sign, referring to the Omega watch brand, which means that we have to turn clockwise. We are now ready to plot the angle of 190.97 degrees, in a clockwise direction, and starting from the magnetic north indicator. In turn, we can plot on this line now a radius of 3 inches. This is done with the help of the legend at the bottom of the map, which says that 1 inch equals approximately 6.4 miles. Wow, plotting 3 times 6.4 miles brings us exactly at the Interstate 880, which is officially known also as the Nimitz Freeway. This is very convincing as this would be the perfect place to set up a bus bomb. Let's take a look what is out there. The plot brings us right in between what are now 2 intersections on the Nimitz Freeway, which was named after Navy Admiral Chester Nimitz after World War II, and which had fully opened in 1959. This must be it. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on our 340 cipher solution.